Your muscles are probably running at about 60% of their energy capacity right now, and you have no idea. Ever wonder why some people get noticeably stronger in just a few weeks without changing anything dramatic about their training? Today, I'll explain creatine like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand exactly what happens inside your body over 30 days of taking it, and why most people are doing it completely wrong. Most people who take creatine have no idea what it actually does. They just know someone at the gym mentioned it, or they saw it on a shelf next to the protein powder, and they figured they'd give it a shot. But the real reason creatine works, and it does work, has nothing to do with what most people think. And once you understand the actual mechanism, you'll realize you've probably been leaving a lot on the table. So let's follow you through a full 30 days of taking it. Day 1. You open the container, scoop out some white powder that looks exactly like sugar, dump it in water, and drink it. It tastes like slightly chalky nothing, and you go to the gym feeling absolutely no different. You go home, nothing has changed, and you start wondering if you just wasted your money. That feeling is going to run through the entire first week, and that's completely normal. But the reason why tells you everything about how this thing actually works. Before we get to day 7, let me explain what creatine actually is. Your body already makes it. Right now, your liver and kidneys are producing creatine from amino acids you eat in food. That comes out to about 1 to 2 grams a day, and you also get small amounts from meat and fish. Your muscles store it and use it as a fast energy source, like a turbo button you hit in the first few seconds of any intense effort. Sprinting, lifting, jumping. That explosive burst of energy is creatine doing its job. But here's the thing. Your muscles can actually store more creatine than your body naturally provides on its own. Most people are walking around at about 60 to 80% of their muscles' creatine capacity. That's not because something's wrong with them. It's just that diet and natural production don't top the tanks all the way. When you start taking it, you're not adding something foreign to your body. You're simply filling up the rest of the tank. So now that you know what's actually in your muscles, here's what day 7 looks like. Nothing dramatic has happened yet, and that's expected. Creatine doesn't work like caffeine. It doesn't spike your energy the moment it hits your bloodstream. It saturates your muscles gradually over several days. By day 5 or 6, you might notice something subtle. Maybe your last rep feels a little less impossible. Maybe you push one more set than you normally would. Or maybe you don't quite yet, but something is quietly changing at the cellular level, and the real effects are still loading. Then comes days 7 through 14, and this is when most people notice the first obvious thing, and it freaks them out a little. The scale goes up, sometimes 2, 3, even 4 pounds in the first 2 weeks. And here's where people bail out, or start Googling, does creatine make you fat? Because they just started this thing and somehow they've gained weight. Here's the twist though, that weight gain is not fat. Creatine pulls water into your muscle cells, so your muscles are holding more fluid because there's more creatine in them. It's not bloating. It's your muscles becoming more hydrated, which is actually a sign that the creatine is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. You didn't get fatter in a week. Your muscles got fuller. There's a real difference, and it matters. The scale went up because your body was actually doing something right for once. By day 14 to 21, the real story starts. You're at the gym, and you're consistently hitting numbers you couldn't hit before. Not dramatic action movie stuff. Not 30 pounds added to your squat overnight. But you're getting an extra rep or 2. You're recovering faster between sets. That thing where you felt totally done after your second set and needed a 3-minute rest just to survive the third, that starts compressing. You can push harder, take a shorter break, and go again. Your muscles now have more creatine-based energy available in those first explosive seconds of effort. You're not stronger because of magic. You're stronger because your muscles aren't running low on their fastest fuel anymore. Here's where it gets interesting though. And this is the part most creatine videos skip entirely. While your muscles are figuring out their new normal, something is also happening upstairs. Your brain uses creatine too. It needs that same rapid energy system for hard thinking, focus, and handling stress. And most people's brains are also running slightly under capacity on creatine, for the exact same reason their muscles were. Not enough from diet and natural production to fully top the tank. Taking it improves working memory and processing speed, especially under sleep deprivation or mental fatigue. So that fog you feel at 3 p.m. on a Wednesday when you haven't slept great all week, creatine isn't going to replace sleep. But it gives your brain a slightly larger reserve to draw from before things start falling apart. You're not suddenly a genius. You're just less depleted than you were. That's actually the more useful upgrade, and almost no one talks about it. Here's the part that should make you slightly annoyed, by the way. Your brain running below its creatine capacity isn't a rare condition. It's just the default state for most people eating a normal diet. The cognitive edge most people are chasing with expensive nootropics and elaborate morning routines, some of it was sitting in a $5 container the whole time. Outstanding. By week 3, here's what your daily experience probably looks like. You feel less like you're dragging yourself through workouts. You're recovering faster. The scale is up slightly from the water, but your clothes fit the same or better, because muscle takes up less space than fat. And mentally, the edge is a little sharper. Not like you took something, more like you stopped running on fumes. Think of it like a phone at 40% battery versus a phone at 85%. Same phone, just less dying. Now let's talk about day 30. What has actually changed? Assuming you've been training consistently, and creatine is not a miracle that replaces effort, it just makes the effort go further. You have probably added meaningful strength, real, measurable increases in what you can lift or how many reps you can sustain. You have more muscle mass, partly from the water in muscle cells, and partly because you've been able to train harder and your body responded by building more. Your brain is running with a fuller tank. And you've done all of this with something your body was already producing, just more of it. Here's the counterintuitive part. Creatine is one of the most studied sports supplements on the planet. Hundreds of peer-reviewed studies, decades of research, consistent results across age groups, fitness levels, men, women, and older adults. It is safe. It works. A month's supply costs less than 2 lattes. And the supplement industry still managed to turn it into a product line featuring advanced creatine matrix blends with 11 ingredients you don't need, sold at 8 times the price of plain creatine monohydrate, marketed with before and after photos of people who were definitely also on other things. They took the one supplement that actually works and buried it under so much noise that most people can't find the plain version without feeling like they're somehow settling. The industry didn't accidentally create the confusion. Confusion is the product. A customer who understands the simple answer stops buying the complicated one. Plain creatine monohydrate, 3 to 5 grams a day with water. That's it. No loading phase required. No cycling off. No special timing window. Just take it consistently and let your body do the rest. So here you are, 30 days later. Your muscles are fuller. You're lifting more than you were a month ago. Your brain feels less like a browser with 40 tabs open. And none of it came from some secret formula or a sports science breakthrough. It came from finally giving your body's existing energy system enough fuel to run at capacity. The question I want to leave you with is this. If something this well-researched and this cheap has been sitting on shelves for decades, what else is the noise keeping you from finding?